Alright, we're going to walk through some of the items here for the 2020 Ford Explorer hood strut install. We have quite comprehensive instructions available online, and just to avoid some questions or confusions, we kind of want to do a quick little video to explain some of these things. Sometimes a picture is better than the words. First thing we're going to talk about is areas that we're going to trim some plastic so that the hood struts have a nice package to rest in during the hood down position. We have two pieces of plastic, one on this side and pretty much the opposite of this on the other side. We have already taken out clips that look like this that go here, and then there's a spring clip that clips over here. We've already removed those things, so you can see that we now can just kind of move it up and out of the way. One of the things that we may not have included in the instructions, which would be a good thing to add, is a block of wood, just a piece of 2x4. And we're going to set this block of wood in and under the plastic as we set it up. And that's so you can get access to these couple of areas. So if you come over here on this side, your car is going to look a little different at this point. You're going to have a hunk of foam right here, and this rubber strip is going to come over to the edge. So what I'm showing you is a part that we've already modified. We want to take the foam out. We just pulled the foam off. Just with the scissors, we clipped this rubber piece, and then with a razor blade, we're going to trim back the rubber, and we're going to cut out this rectangle. So the instructions show you how to cut this out, and we're basically removing an inch wide by 2.5 inch piece of plastic. Another thing that is going to be referred to in the instructions is some trim work to do on the bottom. So there's going to be a little downward flap about 1/4 inch in this location, and we just take our razor blade and we shave that part off as well. And the last portion here is in the rear. You're going to see this little knob shape, whatever you want to call it, and this is to clear the bolt that you see right underneath it. Well, that bolt is what we're going to use with our hood struts. So we're cutting again a rectangle pretty much right at the bottom or the tangent of this horseshoe shape here, cutting 1 inch and I believe 1.25 inches. Check your instructions to make sure. So we're cutting out this little rectangle, cutting out this rectangle, and those are the cuts. The same exact thing happens on both sides of the vehicle. All right, so once these things are trimmed, it's going to slide down a position, and this is what you should be able to see is we now have clearance here to go around this fastener. This fastener hole is exposed. It's going to be filled with our bracket and a hole in the plastic. So now we are ready to install the hood struts. That'll be the next step. Alright, so what you get in your kit for the 2020 Explorer hood strut is going to be 4 brackets. You have 2 larger brackets that are going to go on the hood side, 2 smaller brackets that are going to be on the fender side, and then you have 2 gas shocks. What you're going to need is you're going to need a wrench. This one is a 13mm, 10mm wrench, and possibly a small screwdriver. This is what you'll need to release the spring tension on the gas cylinder if you need to take one off or reposition it. So let's walk through how do we install these. So the left brackets will be on the driver's side, right? So you know what the left and the right is of the vehicle as you're sitting in the vehicle. So as you're sitting in the driver's seat, left is driver's side, right is passenger side. With our 10mm, we're going to loosen the fender bolt. I'll get my block of wood back here. I'm just going to hold this guy up out of the way a little bit. Give us some access, and we are going to loosen this fender bolt. We're going to slide the bracket over it and reinstall. Now for more hand access, obviously you can remove this plastic altogether. It does entail removing the windshield wiper arms, and I just think it's a little bit too cumbersome. So I would rather make it a more difficult job by having to work in an awkward position. And thankfully Ford gives us really nice long bolts, so it takes us a while. Alright, so we are going to slide the bracket into place. Give that a good tightening. Okay, take our block out. And with 13mm, we're going to remove the nut here that is on the forward side of the hood. Don't loosen the second nut or the lower nut. Don't loosen that one. By only having to loosen the one, we are not going to be affecting our hood alignment. So we want to keep everything aligned as the factory provided it. Alright, so a couple things you're going to be able to visually see is the ball stud. The bracket angles towards the top of the hood. The ball stud is pointing out. So if you have this reversed, if you have the angle of the bracket pointing down, you have the bracket on the wrong side. Alright, now the hood strut brackets are installed. The only thing that we have left to do on this side is to install the gas cylinder itself. Okay, so to install the gas strut, you always want to install it so that the thicker side of the strut is what is on the top or facing up, and that allows the oils inside of this to keep the O-ring moist and allow it to last a lot longer. Okay, and you'll notice that our hood is going to actually raise a little bit more than with the prop rod. So took the prop rod out of position, raised the hood, clip it into position, and you can see that the hood does stay up with just one, although barely stays up, so we will be applying the same one to the other side. That is as simple as it is.